In the 1950s, a researcher named Frank Olsen was working for the US government on a top-secret project called MKUltra, which was exploring the use of mind control drugs. Olsen became increasingly disturbed by the ethical implications of the project and began to have doubts about its purpose. In 1953, Olsen was invited to a retreat for MKUltra scientists at a remote cabin in the woods. During the retreat, he was given a drink spiked with LSD without his knowledge or consent. The experience was so traumatic for Olsen that he became extremely paranoid and delusional. A few days later, Olsen plunged to his death from a 13th-floor hotel room in New York City. The government claimed that he had committed suicide, but his family later discovered evidence suggesting that he may have been pushed out the window. Decades later, in 1994, Olsen's body was exhumed and a second autopsy was performed. This time, it was discovered that Olsen had suffered a blunt force injury to his head before falling from the window, leading many to conclude that he was indeed pushed. The strange and tragic story of Frank Olsen has become a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked government experimentation and the need for ethical guidelines in scientific research. The U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, project was intended to develop techniques for mind control and interrogation, using a range of experimental methods including the use of psychoactive drugs, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, and other forms of psychological manipulation. The origins of MKUltra can be traced back to the early years of the Cold War, when the US government became concerned about the potential for Soviet mind control techniques to be used against American agents. The CIA initiated a series of experiments to explore the use of drugs and other methods to enhance interrogation techniques and extract information from enemy spies. The project was incredibly controversial, both for its unethical treatment of human subjects and its secretive nature. Many of the experiments were conducted without the knowledge or consent of the subjects, who were often prisoners, mental patients, or other vulnerable individuals. Some of the experiments involved giving subjects large doses of psychoactive drugs like LSD or mescaline, with the aim of inducing altered states of consciousness and weakening their resistance to interrogation. In the mid-1970s, the project was exposed by the media and came under intense public scrutiny. A government investigation revealed a wide range of abuses and ethical violations, and the project was ultimately shut down. The revelations about MKUltra led to new regulations and guidelines for the use of human subjects in scientific experiments, and contributed to the development of the field of bioethics. While the full extent of the project's activities remains unknown, it is clear that MKUltra was a highly controversial and unethical program that raises serious questions about the role of government in scientific research and the importance of ethical guidelines in the pursuit of scientific knowledge. The experiments conducted under MKUltra were often unethical and inhumane, and many of the subjects suffered long-term physical and psychological damage as a result. In some cases, the experiments resulted in death or permanent disability. The project also involved extensive cover-up and deception, with the CIA going to great lengths to conceal the existence of the program and its activities from the public and other government agencies. In the aftermath of the MKUltra scandal, the U.S. government implemented new regulations and guidelines for the use of human subjects in scientific experiments. The revelations about the program also led to a greater public awareness of the potential dangers of government surveillance and the need for greater transparency and oversight in scientific research. Today, the legacy of MKUltra remains a subject of controversy and debate.